A lot of people make mistake when they become famous, when they become like successful businessmen or strong sportsmen, doesn't matter. They make mistake, everybody talk about like because of my mind, because of my discipline, because of my business view or something, that's why I become success. I think this is like a very big mistake. You become successful only because of Allah want this, like that's why I become champion, that's why I become successful in my sport. When people give me respect, when people recognize me, I'm not surprised, because when Allah want something, it's everything happen. It's very hard to be on one position, your mind, your faith, sometimes go down, sometimes come up, it's like always different situation, how I fix this. Honestly, I don't know. I pray every day. I pray. I think that's why maybe, and I try to do sometimes good things, and maybe that's why. And about your crew, I think about this is about who is around you, because sometimes when you become famous, like, people around you can change you.
I started getting around these real alpha males, these hard men. And I always put people way above me when I was growing up. Like, my God, they had to have a lot more than me to get to where they're at. And a lot of them did. But once you get around the best of the best of the best people, you can kind of start breaking them down and realizing, man, you're just as fucked up as me. Like we all have, but all you did was you hit it better. Your upbringing, your mom and dad, your society, the way you were raised, it hit it better than mine. You weren't the only black kid in a school. I can't hide. Going through Buds, I was the only black kid. You can't hide. But I started realizing just because I look different than you, a lot of you motherfuckers can't hide either. So it started giving me courage through watching people that we all have a story. We all have a jacked up life in one way or another. Some of us don't have the guts to talk about it though. And that's where I found the guts to talk about mine.
Well, there's purity in physical pursuits, right? Because it doesn't matter what your social status is. It doesn't matter how people perceive you. When it comes down to how long can you stay in that pool, when it comes down to how far can you run, right, when it comes down to how much can you push yourself past the part where you want to quit, right, how far can you keep going? There's a purity in that it dissolves social order, all that bullshit, what people think about you goes out the window. It's who are you right now?
That's right.
Who are you right now?
That's a true statement, man. And I look at it as psychological warfare. And that's where I started learning that life is one big psychological warfare that you play on yourself. You play on yourself, man. The most important conversation I ever had is with myself. And the shit I was telling myself was so fucked up. It was so wrong. It was so misguided. And other people start to write that dialogue for you also. And it starts to be what you say to yourself every single day. And I started creating a whole nother warfare, a whole nother battle started becoming. I was like, oh, hang on a second, goggins. You have these tools. You have these tools. Your life was basically the perfect grounds for training for where you need to go in your life. All the beatings, all the bullying, all the, you going through learning disabilities, all the struggles. It was the absolute perfect training ground for you to go to where you need to go. And that's how I started looking at my life versus woe is me, poopy pants, kick a rock down the street mentality. It was, God just hooked you right the fuck up. He hooked you right up, man, with the perfect place. You were training for the first 18, 19, 20 you were training for this stuff, man. You have the advantage of everybody else versus, my God, they're so above me. They came from a great family. Mom and dad love them. They didn't have to learn, they didn't stutter, they didn't struggle. No, man, your struggle is what made you who you are now. So I started flipping this into a whole different, I started being a master of what I was scared of. I was scared of my mind. And I became literally a master of that mind.
Violence is certain, war is certain, conflict is certain, and it will never end. So the question is, how do you try and position yourself as a professional to ensure that, one, it doesn't have a direct impact on people who you care about or yourself, and two, if possible, to benefit from said conflict. Now, there's the obvious answer of being rich. That's the very obvious answer because money allows you to be mobile.
It always has. Money got you out of the draft in the American Revolutionary War.
Bro, money will get you out of the draft in Ukraine right now. Money will get you out of the draft in Israel. Money has always been the solution. All these people calling for war, if they were in this war zone. You are the brokies who would be dying. You're not important enough. You don't know anyone who's going to save you. You're going to go and die.